YouTube turns 20. Corridor Digital sits down with two stop-motion legends, and the secret to raising $1 million for a film has finally been revealed. Welcome to the Render Report. Before diving into this episode, I wanted to share that this is my 4th episode in 4 weeks. It's been a lot of fun learning how to better produce this show and explore the post-production industry on a deeper level. But I need to slow down the rate of production to 1 episode every other week. This is to allow me more time to find news, improve my scripts, and improve the production quality as well. I'm also exploring other content opportunities, which I'm excited to share with you in the coming weeks. Without further ado, let's jump into this week's news, starting with events. YouTube is now 20 years old, and to celebrate, their creator collective is hitting the road for the 3rd year. And this time, they'll be making stops in every state in the US. The goal of the program is to build community across the platform, and it's designed for content creators that are just getting started, as well as established veterans who have been on YouTube since the start. If you're interested in attending your local meet, be sure to RSVP with the link in the description. It's hard to imagine the world without YouTube. It's been an incredible resource for education, entertainment, and community. What has the platform been like for you, and how do you want to see YouTube evolve in the future? Adobe Summit kicks off tomorrow in Las Vegas. This annual event is all about innovation and collaboration. Held both in person and online, there are a ton of learning opportunities from hands-on labs to trainings and keynotes from industry leaders. If you don't already have your flight booked, don't worry, you can still catch a ton of content online. Adobe is sure to unveil some new products, AI updates, and more, so keep your eyes peeled for news throughout the week. And South by Southwest wrapped up this past Saturday. Throughout the week-long event, keynotes and featured speakers were live-streamed to their YouTube channel. For fans of Severance, there's a fantastic discussion between the series director Ben Stiller and Eddie Q, Apple's Senior VP of Services. The two dive into the creative process for the show, as well as how Apple approaches the production of quality content. Ben also talks through the idea of building the pop-up Lumen office promotion in New York City. Now, of course, there are spoilers for Season 2 throughout this stream, so if you're not caught up yet, be sure to put this on your watch later list. In direct contrast with Apple's quality over quantity approach, Paramount's Chief Technology Officer, Phil Weiser, discussed the evolving role of AI in media production. No matter where you stand on the use of AI technology in the creation of art, I think it's really important that we hear directly from the decision makers about how AI is going to be utilized in our industry down the road. Right now, Paramount uses predictive models to determine what ideas they should get behind in pre-production and to estimate the cost to produce a script. But very quickly, this technology is being integrated throughout their business, all in the name of expediting processes. One interesting highlight of the session was a short segment about personalized content creation. This is a great example of how AI technology can be used to create content tailored to an individual, and I think this could lead to new jobs being created in the very near future to support an emerging market. Links to all of these events and live streams can be found in the description. Now, moving on to some community creations. Thomas Percy King, aka The Vandalist, shared a really well-produced video in which he breaks down exactly how he raised over $1 million in funding for his first feature film. His story is extremely relatable, and his process of fundraising is absolutely achievable by anyone with the desire to produce their own film. Heck, his approach could fund pretty much any project you can imagine. So, if you're interested in self-producing your own film, be sure to give Thomas's video a watch. This weekend, Formula One kicked off their 75th season. If you don't follow the sport, one of the standout driver changes this year has been Lewis Hamilton leaving Mercedes to race with Ferrari. And to celebrate the start of his new partnership with the Scuderia, Lewis shared an excellent recreation of the parking garage scene from Ferris Bueller's Day Off on his YouTube channel. The lighting and compositing is so well done, and Lewis's performance was impressive. It's worth a watch just to see how well you can integrate newly created assets into well-established media. Next season, I'm really looking forward to Lewis making a cameo in Tokyo Drift. And Corridor Digital's weekly React series had 2 very special guests this weekend. Wallace & Gromit creator Nick Park and Aardman director Merlin Crossingham joined Nico on the green couch to talk about the studio's latest feature release, Wallace & Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul. Nico had some great questions for the pair, looking back at the character's 35-year history. As I mentioned in last week's episode, I interned with a stop-motion studio right out of college, and Wallace & Gromit was actually what inspired me to become a filmmaker nearly 25 years ago. Having free access to this content is incredible, so thank you Corridor Digital for sharing it with us and for documenting some great insights from these animation legends. You can find a link to the video in the description, and you can watch Vengeance Most Foul on Netflix. Finally, let's get into some industry and technology news. Sometimes innovation can be found in the most unexpected places. Warner Bros. Belgium shared new optimizations in their post-production workflow for the Belgian soap opera series Taus. Having produced over 5,000 episodes over the course of 30 years, they were bound to find some new ways to streamline workflows. The production is using 3 different tools that focus heavily on metadata. First, Limecraft is used to automate metadata management. Then, GeneTonic helps plug in that metadata into Locket script so that script supervisors can seamlessly add shot logs and scene synchronization, which is then injected into Avid, allowing editors to dive right into the creative process by reducing technical overhead. This kind of innovation is trickling down to small studio productions as well. I've personally worked on streamlining the post-production pipeline for the North Face's product videos, and I'll definitely be looking into all 3 of these tools to see how I can integrate them with future work with my clients. Apple continues to deliver immersive content for its Vision Pro headset. This weekend, they released a Metallica concert experience, which was captured exclusively in Apple Immersive Video. If you're unfamiliar, Apple Immersive Video uses 8K 3D video capture with a 180-degree field of view. Back in June, Blackmagic Design announced the Ursa Cine Immersive and an update to DaVinci Resolve, making it the first software to support the format. If you're curious about seeing this content in person and you don't have $3,500 lying around to buy a Vision Pro, you can book a demo at your local Apple store. Having interned with a VR video content company back in 2014, I don't believe that this capture format is the future of cinema viewing experiences, but I do believe it's an opportunity to create tailor-made short-form experiences. And last week, I touched on the release of new Apple Silicon in the Mac Studio. Now, the reviewers have had a chance to get their hands on the hardware, and unsurprisingly, the Mac Studio seems to be a tremendous machine. As it turns out, the M3 Ultra is almost too good. It's likely that the power of that chip will only be required by a select few in the market. The M4 Max, on the other hand, is extremely capable, and at half the price of the M3 Studio, I can spend my savings on a ton of new plugins, as well as taquitos for those late-night video editing sessions. That wraps up this episode of the Render Report. Thank you so much for watching. As a reminder, I'm moving the show to a once every 2-week schedule, so the next release will be on March 31st. In the meantime, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next release, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.